What's up, creepers and geekers? Chris, the Atari Creep. How is everyone doing today? If you recall in my, I guess you would call it a pickup video, an unboxing video, the mystery one, where I received a couple games from Willie of Arcade USA, and I also received a really cool Gundam model kit from Canadian Zangief. I had mentioned that a lot of it originally started with this one post. I can't remember what Facebook group it's in. I probably should have researched that. But regardless, an individual had come forth and said, hey, what games do you already have for the Intellivision? I have a bunch of doubles here, and maybe I could fill a few, common holes for you. And that person was the Game Czar, and that's what we're going to be looking at today. I received 5 games from him yesterday. Now, ironically, I already filmed this, and you got an actual unboxing, well, unpackaging. It was in a puffy pack. But when I was deleting some stuff for the last video, my Michael Myers figure, I deleted that one as well. So, actually, it's kind of good that that happened, because I wanted to say something at the end of this video. That's kind of important to me. So, either way, these games came from the Game Czar. I won't mention his name, in the event he doesn't want that out there. And, dude, if you don't mind, go ahead and leave it down below. I don't care. I'll also leave a link to his site down below. He buys, trades, and sells games, of course, but he's also a great supporter of the gaming community, the YouTube community, shares things, passes things along, and of course his generosity, at least with me anyhow, it's just great. I mean, he's just a great support, really nice guy to talk to, and we bounce things back and forth and what have you. So, without any further ado, he sent over 5 Intellivision games. Now, I will start with what I think is probably the least exciting, unless you're really into basketball. Now, I like basketball for the Atari 2600, so this could be your favorite game of all time. So don't take my opinion, to heart. But the first one here is Slam Dunk Super Pro Basketball. I am going to try that. I try every game that I get. And whether I like it or not, that's another story. But, yeah, that's pretty cool. I like some sports games. I really do. There are some that I couldn't care any less for. But at least basketball on the Atari is a really fun game. I can't wait to see what that one's like. Then we go with a nice Parker Brothers one, Frogger. I love Frogger, especially on the Atari 2600. It's so nostalgic, a game I played a lot as a kid. I really do enjoy the fact that companies like Parker Brothers and Magic, which we'll be seeing a couple of their games here in a minute, continue their style over into the other systems and adapt them for whatever size cartridge that they're going for with each individual system. And this is no exception. I think this is a great looking cart. It's very clean, which scares me. And we'll talk about that here in a few minutes as well. So Frogger, I can't wait to try that. Maybe do a comparison video. I know Brian's Man Cave does that. And it's my understanding that No Swear Gamer is going to start doing comparison videos, games, one system versus the other. I think it's primarily going to be Intellivision, Atari, and Coleco, of course. But I may do a couple of those here and there. Not to copy, but because I think it's just interesting to see how different the games are in the same generation of console. So, regardless, let's go into the Magic stuff. We got Microsurgeon, probably the goriest game ever conceived. Never played this before. I've popped it in and took one look at it and was like, no. Only because it looked overwhelming. I suppose, much like, say, E.T. for the Atari 2600, read the fucking manual and know what you're doing. Brian's Man Cave did a video on this recently. I can't remember if it was a live stream or if it was just a video. And it actually looks pretty fun, so I can't wait to dip my balls into this game. I don't know if I need the overlay. I don't have any overlays for any of these, so I will research all that, print up what I need to print up, and just, wing it for now. So, we got Microsurgeon. Thank you for that, bud. I really appreciate it. Next one's one I'm really excited for. I've been wanting to try this game on the Intellivision for a long time, and that is Demon Attack. And depending on who you're talking to, some people think this is an inferior or a superior. I literally just watched Classic Gamer's review, and he thinks this is hands down better than the Atari 2600 version. Now, I am an enormous fan of the Atari 2600. In fact, when I first started live streaming on Instagram, I went between this game and I think Phoenix and Galaga quite a bit. More Demon Attack than not. So this has a lot to live up to, at least for the Creep anyhow. So I can't wait to... This might be my next video, as a matter of fact. I don't even think I'm going to go live. I think I'm just going to sit down and play this game and, give you my thoughts. I don't do reviews. I just play, I talk, and that's that. And last but not very least, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. I understand this is an iconic game for the system. You hear about this game all the time when people are talking about it in television. Though I'm not a fan of the actual game itself, Dungeons and Dragons, I never got into it. Maybe because I'm not a big Rush fan. I don't know. Not poking fun at anyone who does tabletop gaming, because that's a level of commitment. Holy shit. And now that people are actually creating scenes and set pieces and everything, it's such an amazing concept. And I wish I could have gotten into it. But, yeah, I just never did. I guess I was too busy, dealing with guitars and girls at the time. But either way, I really do appreciate getting that. Now, we're talking about how clean these cards are. Let me center them so they actually look a little more visually appealing to the viewer, which is you. Hopefully you're still there. And if you're not, well, you're not seeing this anyway, so it didn't fucking matter, did it? Demon Attack, Microsurgeon, and Frogger are wicked clean. Now, I know Demon Attack's a decent game. I know my thoughts on this one. But you have a game like Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and even Slam Dunk, which looks like it was a later release, not game, but because of the white label. These ones are beat the fuck, and they're well loved, and I absolutely love that. I don't care if my cards are ugly, as long as they work. But when I see loose cards that have been around this long, and they especially Microsurgeon and, of course, Frogger here, I see them nice and clean. That tells me no one really gave a shit and used them. For the most part. I'm sure there are exceptions. Maybe somebody had it and just wasn't into that type of game. Whatever. But when I see a clean card, I get nervous trying it out because it evidently didn't get used a lot. But then I see something like this, and this is well loved. And this game came out in, what, 79, it says right here. So you know that thing's been loved a lot. So, I don't know. Only time will tell. And, of course, it's all personal preference. So, yeah, Games Art, thank you so much. I'll leave all his information down below. Really cool guy. Go ahead and follow his page. Yeah, I can't really say anything more aside from thank you, dude. I really do appreciate this. My Intellivision collection is starting to get sizable. You know what? Let me pull them all out so you can see it real quick. And then I get something I just want to bring up, real quick. Not that anything I do is quick, but... So this is my Intellivision collection. If you count the doubles, which I have a double of this and this, because Willie gave me box copies, it's like 22 games or something like that. And I've yet to really dip into all of these. I want to do more of this now that I know how to play it properly. I could never get past the first screen, not realizing you just had to keep going right. Just keep going. Don't just destroy things. But yeah, I can't say enough. I can't thank everybody enough for this. It opened up a whole new world. And yeah, I mean, I'm kind of speechless at this point. I don't know what else to say. Here's an angle you haven't seen in a while, huh? You missed this fucking face? So, you know what? Before I sign out, I've said it 100 times, the whole thank you thing. And it can't be overstated. My appreciation for the generosity. I made that video a while back. Why don't I have a Patreon? People ask me all the time. Throw a Patreon together. And I don't need to. I really don't need to. Even if I didn't get these things, I still probably wouldn't do it. It's not really about that. And the only reason I really want to mention this again is, one, because you can never say it fucking enough, right? But Retro Nonsense uploaded a video yesterday, and it was ironic because I was thinking literally 5 minutes before, hey, I wonder when he's going to upload another video. Because he's got this series getting back to the 80s or something like that. It's amazing if you haven't seen any of those. I'm not even going to tell you anything about it. It's a really cool series. It's got a little narrative to it. It's real simple, but it's real nostalgic for anything 80s. Video games, toys, what have you. I'll leave a link to his channel down below as well. But he recently got a copy of Hero for the Atari 2600, and it was one of his goal games, one of his holy grails, I guess you will say. And a gentleman named Chris, not this guy, but another one, that's within his circles, is always out there looking for him, as well as, of course, other things. But whenever he comes across something that this guy needs, he's sure to pick it up. And whether they exchange cash or not or whatever, I don't know. But it sounds like even if that is the case, that it's always a phenomenal deal and the guy tosses in extra stuff all the time. That brings me to me with pretty much the same idea, you know. I got people who donate stuff. I got people who just give me a smoking deal. Not all the stuff is always free. I don't like to mention the transactions in a lot of cases. But a lot of it actually is. People take the time out of their day. I mean, it's not just sending someone something. You got to think about it this way. There's a financial thing there. They got to take the time to put it together, get it to the post office, pay for it to get to you. I'm on the East Coast, you know, and there's some people from California who've been sending me stuff. People from Canada have been sending stuff. And for that, I really do appreciate it. And our communities, our hobby, our circles have the ability to be filled with a bunch of dickheads. And in a lot of ways, there are. There are a lot of cynical dickheads in this hobby. But for the most part, regardless of what circles you pal around with, it's a bunch of people helping out other people and expanding the hobby. I'm just going to call it a hobby. It's a pastime. It's whatever. It's a passion for a lot of people. But it's people helping people. And regardless if it's video games or whether you work for a food pantry or, say, any other organizations. I do the Alzheimer's stuff, you know, and I work with the kids' school quite a bit to make sure that they're doing okay and everyone's safe and secure and happy. That's what it's really all about. And I can't remember, it's a guitar channel, and at the end of the video, he always says, be kind to one another. And do I need to say any more? So again, to anybody who watches this shit, shares it, comments, hits that like or dislike button, sends out stuff, makes good trades, cuts me a smoking deal, all the above, thank you. And to people who do that for other people, thank you. Again, this could be crowded with a bunch of losers, and it really isn't. So that's all I wanted to say. Enough's enough. Thank you, GameZar. Thank you, everybody else. I really do appreciate it, especially with this Intellivision stuff. As soon as I mentioned it, them Intellivision cats came out of the fucking woodwork saying, hey, make sure you have this, make sure you have this, make sure you have this. Oh, you need parts? You need this game? Oh my God, let me give you a hand job. So, I can't thank you guys enough. So guys, go ahead and leave feedback. Thumbs up, thumbs down. All feedback to the creep is positive. Be good to each other. I'm not going to say that often, but I figured I'd just say it at the end of this one. Until next time, guys, take care. Creep it real. And bye-bye.